So you remember Laura Loomer, the ravenous lunatic that storms on X and goes after anybody with a pulse that doesn't fit her narrative, that doesn't blindly, go with the flow of Israel or Trump or anything that she wants. She will viciously go after people like Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, anybody that stands in her way with the utmost insanity, exposing just how much of a lunatic or raving lunatic Laura Loomer truly is. Well, now there's some suspicious details about her past that's now coming to light. Just like we're learning more information about Erica Kirk and her past, that's really, really revelating and makes you wonder if Charlie Kirk was a victim of like a honeypot operation. Because Erica Kirk was not the sweetheart schoolgirl Christian that people thought she was. She wasn't the upbringing of the darling that fit, the proper wife for Charlie Kirk. There's a lot of shady past in her former years, just like with Laura Loomer here. And as Adam Media points out, Laura Loomer was suspended from Barry University in 2015 after starting an ISIS club. What? Laura Loomer, the profound Zionist, and I'm saying that directly because she is out loud and proud. It says right in her bio. So that's not a slur. That's not demonizing someone. That's her own bio. Laura Loomer, the Zionist, got suspended from a university campus for starting an ISIS fan club. This is the deviousness of Zionism. They create problems to blame on others. So Laura Loomer, when she was a college student and got involved with Project Veritas, you're about to see the video here, manufactured an ISIS fan club to try to lure people into supporting a terrorist club so that they can pin the other students in supporting terrorism. This was a setup. This is a psyop that Laura Loomer conducted at this university where she got suspended. So take a listen to this.
Student suspended? Well, a woman in the middle of a campus controversy says Barry University has booted her from class. NBC6 reporter Jamie Garola live in Miami Shores with the latest on this. Jamie, what's this all about?
Well, the suspension means that student is not allowed here on campus and is not allowed to go to class. Now, according to an apparent suspension letter, the university says the student created a hostile environment here. An undercover video on this website created a firestorm of negative publicity for Barry University. Project Veritas alleges the school is sympathetic to the terror group ISIS, and they argue a secretly recorded video taken by a student proves it.
This student came to me and had the courage, and we decided to partner with her and work with her. But we aren't, it's not limited to Barry.
Senior Laura Loomer partnered with Project Veritas and its president, James O'Keefe. The organization is known for its undercover videos. Project Veritas says it produces them to fight corruption by attempting to expose nonprofits and corporations. In this case, Barry University.
The individual who signed the documentation to start the ISIS club, I believe, is also her thesis advisor.
In the video, which we're choosing not to air, Loomer pretends to want to start a club that supports and aids ISIS. The advisor vaguely said yes and said in general terms the university doesn't try and limit clubs. That was enough for Project Veritas to attack, accusing the school of being terrorist sympathizers.
It is reprehensible to think any.
So Project Veritas got together with Laura Loomer to stage a plan to entice people to start a pro-ISIS club. This was a setup. Laura Loomer got involved in a setup to try to pin the university and say that they were pro-terrorists. Like, it's so classic her. It would be so classic her, considering all the things we know about Laura Loomer. All the tweets and all the just ravishness, she goes after everybody with a pulse. If you don't stand with beside her on every single issue, You are considered the worst person. You're a terrorist sympathizer. She went after Tucker Carlson and called him Tucker Carlson for just the utmost stupid reasons. Utmost stupid reasons. And now, this video is highlighting the fact that when she was a university student, she created a psyop to try to entice the university and then try to expose them as sympathetic to ISIS. How much of a lunatic, how much of a raving lunatic you would have to be to come up with that plan?
Organization would acquire video and edit it in such a way as to denigrate the reputation of Barry University or its staff.
That was campus officials last week. This week, they've apparently suspended Loomer because, quote, your alleged actions were the cause root of disruption at the university community and the creation of a hostile environment for members of the university staff. Project Veritas is crying foul and says the university is failing to own up to being pro-ISIS, something administrators say is absurd.
By the way, just to point this out, you know who's really pro-ISIS? The people that created these terrorist groups. You know, America, the United States government. You have to remind people what Hillary Clinton said in 2010, that they manufactured Al-Qaeda and ISIS through the Mujahideen into Afghanistan, into Libya, into Syria, into all these places that they could fight the Russians. But we got to be careful what we sow, because eventually we're going to have to fight the creation. And guess what? That's what we did. That's exactly what we did. We helped fund terror so that we could have wars on terror, because otherwise we wouldn't have wars on terror. Sometimes you got to manufacture the terrorism so you can go and pretend to fight terrorism. That's what Laura Loomer's doing here. You're manufacturing a pro-ISIS club to entice the university so that Project Veritas can then point the finger at the university and say, you're engaged in supporting terrorism. It's a manufactured op. It's an operation that Laura Loomer conducted, and she got kicked out of the university for. Wow. Doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me from someone like her to conduct a stupid scheme like that. A ridiculously idiotic scheme. To just try to pin this on the university. So, here's a bit of the article stating a Barry University honor student at the center of the undercover video that showed her trying to convince officials into allowing a pro-ISIS campus club claims she's been suspended. Senior Laura Loomer partnered with Project Veritas and its president, James O'Keefe, for the video in which Loomer told instructors at the Miami Shores University that she wanted to start the Humanitarian Club to help promote education in the Islamic State. So, that's trying to entice the teachers and the professors to allow for this. Because all they're going to hear is you're starting a humanitarian club. Well, of course they're not going to demonize that. That's what the teacher said. We're not going to demonize a club that teaches about humanitarian side. But Laura Loomer is doing this intentionally as an operation to try to frame the university as being pro-terrorist. O'Keefe alleges that the video captured university worker Derek Blay, is that how you say it? E-L-E-Y. Is that how you say it? Unfazed when the student came to him to begin the process of forming an on-campus organization that would support ISIS. According to the apparent suspension, Loomer is not allowed on campus or allowed to attend class. It also allegedly claims Loomer created a hostile environment at the school. You don't say. You don't say. Because anytime you go onto Twitter, go onto Twitter X, and you see Laura Loomer, yeah, it's not a pleasant environment around her. She's going after somebody. She's going after someone with a vengeance. Probably for the most absurd, just stupid thing that Laura Loomer is overreacting to intentionally. intentionally. Your alleged, so it says your alleged actions were not the root of the disruption of the university community and the creation of a hostile environment for members of the university staff. The alleged suspension notice stated. Very officials said that they could not confirm or comment on the alleged suspension, citing student privacy. When the news broke last week, school officials said any paperwork submitted by the student contained no mention of ISIS. That's how you know this is a psyop. That's how you know Laura Loomer intentionally misled the university in this manner to try to pin this, so Project Veritas, but then get a story pinning Barry University as being pro-ISIS. This is their gotcha. They think they got a gotcha on this university, but the university did not follow through on it and suspended Laura Loomer. Here's another thing that Adam Media pointed out too, is Laura Loomer, back before she got all MAGA, before she went all pro-Trump, this is a video of her, I'm assuming at a nightclub somewhere, and she's leering on to this young boy who looks like a teenager. Just saying. Could be an adult. I'm not totally sure, but judging by the looks fairly young. And Laura Loomer is harassing this young boy for 2 straight minutes at this nightclub. And Adam Media says the full 2-minute video of Laura Loomer sexually harassing a boy much younger than her. Disgusting. So here's Laura Loomer at this event here. It does look like a nightclub, but maybe it's a political event. Now I'm seeing people in suits and whatnot. Here's her just upright harassing this young boy. And this young boy is trying to get away from her. And Laura Loomer is trying to prevent that. Take a look at this.
Your hair and your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. You're Aryan too.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
Because you're such a cutie.
Don't mess my hair. God damn it. Fix it. Fix my hair.
I disagree completely.
Did you fix it?
I did. But like that picture you posted on Instagram recently when you got like reinstated on Facebook was so hot. Like seriously.
I appreciate it.
It's so good.
It's a good picture.
Your skin and the Nazis hate me.
It's fun.
The alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I think they're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Right.
I don't care. I love it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Why would you even bring that up? Why would you even bring that up? Like, first, you're making harassment. You're harassing this boy. You're touching his hair. You're grabbing his shoulder. You're holding him down, saying how cute and adorable he is. Then you're talking about, oh, people want me in a gas chamber because the Jews. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Seriously, what is wrong with this woman? What is so mentally incapable of Laura Loomer that she would mention that at the same time you're harassing this person? Obviously, this young boy does not want to be touched, does not want anything to do with you. He's pleasantly trying to tell you to get off. And Laura Loomer still continues on to touch his hair and grab his shoulder. And then you say something like that? What the hell's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
I know. They're just jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. You got it.
Anyway, next time you're in New York, let me know. We'll hang out. Bring your girlfriend to New York sometime and we'll all hang out. We'll go to like really cool restaurants and hang out and we'll have a blast.
Yes, I will bring my girlfriend.
Yeah, I want to meet.
He has a girlfriend. He has a girlfriend. Even Laura Loomer says it. Yeah, you can bring your girlfriend along. As I'm trying to hit on you. You can bring your girlfriend along. What the hell is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Seriously. Seriously. This guy does not want to be touched and dealt with in this manner. You could tell from his body language. He does not want. He's uncomfortable with this. He wants you to go leave, go somewhere else. I don't want to be mangled in this way. And here you have Laura Loomer saying how cute and adorable he is, then talking about gas chambers, and then saying, oh, they're jealous of me because I got big jugs and I have an Ashkenazi IQ, whatever the hell that means. Clearly your IQ is not perfect. Clearly you have very, very low IQ to think that this is appropriate. That's something that needs to be brought to attention on that. Ashkenazi IQ. You think that's okay? Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. And then for her to say, oh, bring your girlfriend. When I come to New York, bring your girlfriend along. After I'm done, harassing you. Wow. Oh my God. What a sick woman this is.
What's Becca?
Yeah.
Becca.
Yes.
She's so sweet.
You remember?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. You'll meet her.
You guys are so sweet. I hope it works out because like I said, I know it's all an act. Like I know everything you do on Twitter is like so fake and not real.
So the guy behind him, I'm assuming is a friend of his. Look at that face. Look at that. That is the face of, oh my God, what am I witnessing? What is in front of me right now? Like how creepy this is. Laura Loomer, much older than this young man, is getting mangled by her. And in an inappropriate manner at this public event, and the friend is watching, disturbed. And Laura Loomer knows that the guy she's harassing has a girlfriend. Yeah, they're in love. They're a young couple. So why are you, an older lady, hitting and touching and caressing this man in a public setting? Why? It's so creepy. It's so creepy. That face says it all. That face says it all perfectly on how disturbing this is.
But
Yeah,
like,
it's all fake.
it's so sweet that you like and your girlfriend have been together for 3 years. I love it.
I know. It's all an act.
Do you know something? Like, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Like, do you know so many people in this movement who preach trad life are like fucking people on the side and like cheating on their partners?
That's so bad.
Like they're not even like really trad life.
Such
like
scum.
Like my ex is like dating somebody who's like super trad life, and she was like fucking my boyfriend while we were dating and like ruined our relationship. And I act like it's okay, but like it's really sad because like
I act like that's okay, but it's really sad, and I'm just going to tell this random stranger that I'm hitting on that's the normal, right? That's the normal. Like, you could be dating someone, but then you get a little frisky on the side. Nice chicksa. What the hell is she talking about? Why? And you can tell by his face, like you could see right there on the screen, you could see his face is so disturbed. He is so disturbed. He wants out. But obviously, Laura Loomer is trying to get him down by wrapping her arms around him, by grabbing his shoulder and saying this nonsense. Why are you doing this? Why? He has a girlfriend. I'm sure they're a happy young couple. Why are you even bothering this poor, young man? Why? Think of it as the other way around. Think of it if it was an older man and that was a younger woman. Would that be okay? So why is this okay? What a sick, twisted woman this. Laura Loomer. Classic Laura Loomer. She fakes a pro-terrorist organization to frame a university that she gets kicked out of. She then hits on a younger man at an event out in public with all the friends, everybody looking at her like, what the hell is wrong with you? And there's also this. And this is from Grok. And Grok says, reports indicate Laura Loomer has a history of mental issues, including diagnosis of bipolar and personality disorders, and 2 involuntary psychiatric holds initiated by her father, Jeff Loomer, before 2020. Wow. She's a peach. She's a peach. This led to an FBI denial of firearm ownership. The details stem from a 2024 post by Maya Yiannopoulos claiming direct contact and document access, but lack mainstream confirmation and may be biased due to their feud. Loomer has not publicly addressed these specific claims. Of course, she'll just say it's Qatar, it's Islamic, it's Russian propaganda. How dare you? These leftist, tranny, Islamic, socialist, communist lunatics making up things about my mind. My mind is intact. That's why the FBI won't let me have a firearm, because I'm that good. I'm that smart. I have an Ashkenazi IQ, whatever the hell that means. Wow. And this is the thing that ticked me off. So remember, this is when I saw Laura Loomer at her finest, when she was on Alex Jones, and this is when she was dealing with a lawsuit, I think. She had a lawsuit against her for fraud. And Laura Loomer, now that we know that she is a liar, a serial liar, she makes up these fraud claims, she then demonizes people, and all this craziness. This is just more lunatic, raving Laura Loomer doing theatrics on the Alex Jones show. And she did a full crash out because no one believed her lunacy. No one believed her lunacy. Maya Yiannopoulos pointed out that she's crazy. Grox pointed it out. I'm pointing it out. A lot of people point out how deranged this woman is. So no one's going to believe you, honey. I'm sorry. No one's going to believe you, especially after a rant like this.
Those of us who have been silenced have actually taken legal action.
Oh, I don't think they get it's a total war.
I want people to actually do something. Okay, we need your money. We need your support. Help fund my lawsuit. Give me some money to fund my lawsuit. But what are they doing? I want to know what people are actually going to do. My life is ruined. Does anybody understand how ruined my life is? I'm sick of it. I don't want to listen to people tell me that I'm a conspiracy theorist. They don't know what it's like to be me. My life is ruined, Alex. Those of us who have been...
What a convincing argument. What a convincing argument. Yeah, you should send money to my lawsuit because my life is ruined. It's ruined. It's so amazing. It's so amazing to watch her in action. And for anyone to think that she is actually, a proper journalist. By the way, this woman has Pentagon access. You know that? I didn't know that. Laura Loomer has access to report at the Pentagon. Why? Why would you give a lunatic who's mentally unstable, according to her father, according to her own parents, can't carry a firearm, according to the FBI, and has lied previously in the past about manufacturing a fake pro-ISIS group to defame a university that she got kicked out of? Why would anyone take this woman seriously? Not to mention that she was also sexually inappropriate with a younger man who had a girlfriend at a public event. Why? Why would anyone take this woman seriously at all? But of course, she goes on. She still continues to go on for some odd reason. And just to show her the absolute lunacy, this is just recently. So Candace Owens, who's been doing great work on discovering Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk and pointing out the flaws of TPUSA and trying to connect the dots. The only person I've seen actually done it, which is why I'm kind of a bit more hesitant to believe Candace Owens compared to anybody else, because I don't see any other podcaster bringing up documentation, bringing receipts, questioning how TPUSA was able to get millions of dollars shortly after Charlie Kirk died, why Erica Kirk came out in a sequence gown and fireworks at the funeral of her husband, her shady past that's now coming to light. No one's mentioning about this. No one's mentioning about this. And of course, Candace Owens discussing this detail is going to pinch the nerve of some individual people, including Laura Loomer here. That's why Laura Loomer says Candace Owens is continuing her suggestions that Miss Erica Kirk played a role in her husband's assassination. Candace now says Erica should be dragged into a police precinct. No, that's not what she said. That's not what she said. You're making stuff up. You're putting words into Candace's mouth. What she said, though, is that because of Erica's suspicious past and how she's lied about her dating history, about drinking, about her involvement in pageantry, she lied about her parents. She lied about so many things about her past that really, really makes me skeptical of someone like Erica Kirk and why she needs to be part of the investigation and should be held to contempt for questioning. That's what Candace Owens is saying. She needs to be questioned. That this innocent schoolgirl, Christian girl uprising isn't exactly who Erica Kirk is. That's what she wants you to believe. She goes on cue and camera and cries about it and lies to you on national television. But now we're understanding that her past does not line up to that. So she needs to be questioned. Laura Loomer says, this is beyond depraved. How could anyone defend this? Again, I don't see anyone else going down and investigating. I don't see any other mainstream, right-wing commentators discussing this. They want you focused on Bad Bunny, but they don't want you to talk about one of the most heart-wrenching massacres that occurred in my lifetime. This is like our JFK moment right here, and they don't want you to say anything about it. Isn't that suspicious? Then Laura Loomer comes back and says, it's time for Miss Erica Kirk to sue Candace Owens. How original. How original that Zionist Laura Loomer, her gut reaction, because Candace Owens obviously picked a nerve with her. Go right for the lawsuit. Go right for the lawsuit. Oh, it hurt my feels, so I'm going to sue you. How original. How clever for Laura Loomer to do that. Really. Telling Erica Kirk to sue Candace Owens. On what grounds? What grounds? Because Candace is doing an investigation that the FBI should be investigating? That no one's bringing to questions about these concerns? How, Charlie Kirk said before he died that he had complications with the pro-Israel donors. How that meeting in the Hamptons with Bill Ackner, no one's talking about that. No one's talking about how, Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin both were on a podcast together talking about how Charlie Kirk cannot be the leader of Turning Point USA moving forward. No one finds that suspicious. No one finds it suspicious that Erica Kirk continues to lie about her past for no reason. Like, why would you lie about not drinking? What does that have to do with the assassination? What does that have to do with anything? Why do you need to lie about that? Oh, that's right, because she's a serial liar. She's a serial liar who's who's a complete and utter fraud, lying to you, made up this totally other identity to make us believe that she's, this, honest Christian goody two-shoes girl, wife of Charlie Kirk, but she actually had a totally different life prior to that. And it makes you wonder why Erica Kirk met with Charlie Kirk. Why did they get married? What was the initial point? That's Candace Owens revealing all that. And obviously it's picking a nerve with Laura Loomer because Laura Loomer does not want the truth revealed. Laura Loomer is in the cult. Laura Loomer is not an investigator. It's not a journalist. She is a ravenous, Zionist, cultish sheep follower. That's what she is. She just goes along with the crowd, and anyone that doesn't fit into it is an evil person. That's why she wants to sue Candace Owens, going after Tucker Carlson, defaming him, trying to say Tucker Carlson, because, oh my God, he's run by Qatar. Yeah, you know what else? The United States has the largest military base in Qatar. You don't mention a word about that. Or how Qatar gave Trump a giant private jet. You don't talk about that. But you'll go after Tucker Carlson. You'll go after Candace Owens. Go after anybody. Because you're a ravenous person. You're insane. And she just keeps going on with this. So, LMFAO. Laura Loomer sent one of her little inching reporters to ask Thomas Massie why he's calling out Trump for shielding PDF files over the Epstein files. Massie says, I think your puberty blockers are wearing off. Burn. So, after the testimony with Pam Bondi, the disaster that was, Laura Loomer sent one of her inklings to go and harass Thomas Massie and try to get a gotcha moment of him. Just like they tried to get a gotcha from Barry University, they're trying to do a gotcha on Thomas Massie. Saying, why are you going after President Trump? I thought you were a Republican. I thought you were MAGA. Why would you go after our dear leader like that? I don't know, because it's politics? That's what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to criticize the people that are running the country right now? You're not supposed to be blindly trusting them. That's what religion's for. That's what religious institutions do. But this is not supposed to be a religion. You're not supposed to be in a cult. You're supposed to criticize when the leader of the country fails against the majority of the country. You're supposed to do that. So here's the supposed gotcha moment that Thomas Massie fires back and completely owns the reporter.
No, I didn't see him on that.
Congressman Massie, in the last week, you would have called on President Trump to apologize to Barack Obama, and you're standing here with Congressman Khanna at a press conference implying that the president is a pedophile protector. Are you hating on Trump to try out?
I mean, I can't take this guy seriously. I can't even with his voice, his tone does not sound professional. Like, you're hanging here with Ro Khanna, and you're hanging there with other politicians and congressmen that say that Trump and others are protecting PDFs. So, like, what gives, man? What gives? Like, why are you ragging on my boy Trump? What the heck? What? Why? Who does that? Who does that? Who does that other than an idiot? You're not a professional journalist at that point. You're using that tone and that kind of language and trying to get this gotcha at Thomas Massie. Oh, he criticized Trump, so obviously he's a bad guy. Hear that again. That's just so hilarious.
No, I didn't see him on that.
Congressman Massie, in the last week, you would have called on President Trump to apologize to Barack Obama, and you're standing here with Congressman Khanna at a press conference implying that the president is a pedophile protector. Are you hating on Trump to try out for CNN? I didn't crack out.
Blockers are wearing off.
Oh, really?
Ah! Boom. Boom. That is kind of a good gotcha there by Thomas Massie. I mean, you can tell this guy is like, you know, he sounds like that character from The Simpsons that, what's his name? I don't think he even had a name. It was just the acne-prone teenager that high voice. And I didn't know, Mr. Massie. Why are you hitting on my boy Trump? Why? Yeah, it sounds like you're not getting enough of the testosterone there, boy. Maybe instead of harassing Thomas Massey, you should go and befriend RFK Jr. Maybe he can give you some supplements to, make you that kind of macho man you're pretending to be. Why are you going after my Trump? Oh my God.
Congressman, you need to answer my question. Your lies, your insults are getting old. Answer my...
Congressman, you gotta answer my question. You gotta answer my questions. Your lies, your insults, they're getting old. The friggin' report. What reporter says that? This makes TMZ more sophisticated than that. And I know what TMZ reporting is like. See those paparazzis with the cameras. Oh, how was your dinner last night? Right in her face. That makes TMZ more sophisticated because of this. Why are you not answering my question? Yeah. Oh my God, this is so bad. Let's hear that again.
I didn't crack out.
Blockers are wearing off.
Oh, really? Yeah. Congressman, you need to answer my question. Your lies, your insults are getting old. Answer my question. Too scared to answer.
What are you talking about? He did answer. He did answer. That was ridiculous. And then he made that joke on you. Like, again, it just shows how stupid Laura Loomer, how ravenous she is. Because, Thomas Massey going after my boy Trump on the Epstein files. Oh, send the minions. Send the monkeys. Go and harass them. Fly, my precious. Fly. The most stupidest way possible. Like, you're not answering my question. God, they even sound like her. What the hell is going on? I don't know what organization Laura Loomer is part of or what her company name. I think it's just Laura Loomer. What kind of reporters does she get to do this kind of garbage? Like, why are you harassing? Why are you doing it? God. Maybe take less bitchy pills. Like, holy crap, that is embarrassing. So then, after that, you would think Laura Loomer would take a moment and say, okay, we didn't get a response from Thomas Massey. Move on. Let's actually do some real reporting for once. But no, Laura Loomer, the ravenous Zionist, has to double down on the insanity once again. And James Lee pointed this out. Says Laura Loomer is now implying that Thomas Massey killed his wife under the guise of just asking questions. You mean Thomas Massey's wife who had cancer? Thomas Massey's wife who had cancer, Thomas Massey has told us her cancer treatments all this time, right up to the point that she died. But now Laura Loomer is acting so stupid because she got owned by Thomas Massey, and she's doubling down the absurdity by saying that Thomas Massey may or may not have killed his wife. That's a nut. That's a crazed nut. That's a craven person. That's despicable. Really? Because Thomas Massey wouldn't answer your absurd questions of, why are you hitting my big Trump? You're going to say something stupid like this? Of course you would. Of course you would. Meanwhile, she has been having a full-on crash show over people asking questions about Charlie Kirk and Epstein. You really have to wonder who she really works for. Exactly. And there's the tweet there. It says, serious question and serious answers only. Yeah, right. How did Representative Thomas Massey's wife die? Again, go back to the tweets that Thomas Massey pointed out, and it will find the truth. You dumb idiot. Is there a police report? Is there an autopsy? Why is this such a mystery? I like to know. I find it to be so bizarre and always have. Now there's a much younger woman in the picture. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You notice how there's not any of this mystery or question asking about Erica Kirk having a relationship with the former editor of the Daily Wire before meeting Charlie Kirk. You don't see any Laura Loomer tweets about that. You don't see anything about that. But no, let's focus the attention on Thomas Massey, who's explained numerous times about his wife. He grieved about his wife. He took time off when his wife passed. It's all in detail. And yet Laura Loomer, because she is just so craven, she's so disgustingly craven to fitting that Zionist mold, that mega aligned Israel, mega, whatever you like to call it, alignment, that she would ask an absurd question like that after failing to get Thomas Massey on a gotcha. That's all this is. Thomas Massey owned you because of how stupid you are, how stupid your reporting is. You're an idiotic person, and now, since you've been caught, you double down your insanity. That's Laura Loomer for you. That's Laura Loomer for you. And now you know why this raving lunatic constantly goes on social media and just gaslights everybody, and goes after people that are just asking simple questions. You don't have to agree, but Tucker Carlson or Candace Owens or people you might find don't have the right answer. But Laura Loomer is doing it intentionally. Laura Loomer is doing this intentionally. It's not a genuine response to say, oh, Tucker Carlson. No, that's manufactured. That's manufactured. She's an op. He's an op. She's trying to allure people in to demonizing people who are asking the right questions. Obviously, that's why she's demonizing Candace Owens. She's threatening to Erica Kirk to sue her because Candace Owens is onto something. She's doing this intentionally because she's got nothing. Laura Loomer is completely pathetic. And Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and many others are getting onto something. They're actually on the right track to something. And Laura Loomer is paid there to cover it up this absurd way. Obviously, many people can see right through it. I could see easily right through it. She's a disgusting person through and through. And now you know this little tidbit of past information and makes it confirmed, but just disgusting, depraved woman she is. And why she will never change. So why anyone takes her seriously, why anyone even engages with her, I don't know. They'll probably go on Alex Jones' show and cry about it. Why do people... What's wrong with people? Why are you ignoring me? I'm asking serious questions. Why are you hitting on my boy Trump? Why is Thomas Massey asking these concerning questions about PDFs in the Trump administration and going after Pam Bondi for lying to him? Why? Honestly, what an absurd woman she truly is.